Oh my goodness. Okay, this past week has been completely messed up as far as the running schedule goes. Missed runs, switched days, traveled, and today was not supposed to be a hill day. And I don't think it was supposed to rain, but here we are, hill day, and it's raining, and it's not on the schedule. If you've had one of those weeks, or maybe even a couple weeks, where just everything in the training plan has seemed off kilter, you are not alone. Stick with me because I'm going to share some lessons I've learned along the way. In case this is your first time here, I'm Angela, and this is Lead Your Living. And right now I'm doing this little series about training, but I don't even know what I'm training for. I haven't fully made up my mind whether I'm training for a 10K or a half marathon. I'm following my half marathon schedule, the same one I did last year. And every time I think I'm close to making a decision, I have a little surprise of some sort, and I'm rethinking it. But I do have to buckle down and make a decision here in the next week or so. In the meantime, if you want to get caught up on the other videos, I would say start with this one about how it all started and where I am with my training after a back injury. I am in training week 3 and 4, so let's take a quick look at the chaos and confusion of these days. Week 3 started to slide off the rails on Tuesday. When I was supposed to do a 4K steady run, I did 5 by mistake. No biggie, but it was the start of going off the rails. Wednesday was supposed to be a hill day. Nope, didn't happen. Back was a little niggly, so I really wanted to go to our weekly exercise class. It is such a great 75-minute full body workout and strengthening session. Thursday felt okay, but thought maybe I should rest the back one more day, so skipped the race pace day entirely. Friday was a rest day. Check, didn't skip that. Saturday, getting ready to travel for the weekend, so had to switch Saturday and Sunday. So my long run on Saturday of 16 kilometers before getting in the vehicle and driving for 4 hours. And so that meant week 4 started off already off schedule because I switched the days. Check mark for Monday, cross training and strength session. Drove home that day, and so about 5 hours in total in vehicle on that day, and headed to the basement to get this cross training done. Skipped the steady run on Tuesday to fit in hill day, which was scheduled for Wednesday. Okay, that is 8. All done. Because on Wednesday, I really wanted to head back to that weekly exercise class. My body was telling me that's what I needed to happen. I was back on track for Thursday and Friday, then the old switcheroo for Saturday and Sunday again, but this time it was due to weather. Sunday was not supposed to be nice, and so I did my long run on Saturday. Very little wind, which is always a treat. Despite the mix-up in the schedule this week, the long run is done. My back is feeling okay, but it is not sore, heavy, tired. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that amounts to anything. But 16K done. So what did all this teach me? A lot. It's week 5 now, and I have had some time to let the chaos and the confusion of weeks 3 and 4 settle a little bit, and I've had some time to really think about it. And you know what? As they say, out of chaos comes clarity, if you give it some time and some good thought. And so these are some of my learnings. I think learning number 1 is if you miss one run, don't freak out. One missed run, even a couple missed runs, is no big deal. If you're starting to notice a pattern of missed runs, then maybe that's a signal to stop and reassess. And here's lesson 2. If your schedule's not going well and you are having to stop and reassess with curiosity versus being combative. And what I mean by that is sit down and look at the schedule, figure out why it's not working, rather than being combative and attacking it and thinking, oh my God, this isn't going to work. I can't do it. I'm not ready to run this race. I can't even train. That's combative. Be curious about it. Look at the schedule. Do some research. Go online. See what some of the experts are saying about when you get stuck in your training schedule or you're in a rut. I'm not an expert. I am just somebody who's been running for more than 25 years and sharing my journey along the way. But there are lots of experts out there with fabulous information. And This next lesson was a really big one for me. It's a transition point. I'm 58 years old, and what I realized in those 2 weeks, weeks 3 and 4, is that I need a bit more time for recovery. I have been using the same training schedule, the half marathon training schedule, for, I'm guessing, 20 years. So is there any wonder I might need a little bit more recovery time or look at some revisions to the schedule? I first used that schedule when I was in my 30s. I'm nudging up against 60 now. It shouldn't be a hard pill to swallow, especially I'm someone who celebrates aging. I'm honored to have the privilege, and I truly believe that. But for some reason, I just never even really thought about, oh yeah, that schedule worked great for me 25 years ago. So I need a little bit more time for recovery between my runs. And that brings me to one of the big lessons for me is, I guess it's a lesson, but it's an outcome for me. So I've spent some time on ChatGPT. I don't know, it makes me feel like a young person saying that. But anyway, I had a very, very lengthy discussion with ChatGPT saying that this was my training schedule, and I put my training schedule in and said that I've used it for however many years and where my struggles were, and that I'm finding it hard to get all of my runs in. And that schedule is, as you know, as I've been sharing with you, is running 5 days a week. Anyway, long story short, I watched another channel, a running coach actually, who suggested put it into ChatGPT. Tell them what your challenges are, what your barriers are, and what your own heart rate zones are, your age, your weight, all of that stuff. Anyway, I'm very pleased with what came out of it. It's not a whole lot different, but it is a new schedule for me that I think I'm going to jump right into now and follow going forward, where I'm only running 4 days a week. I'm adjusting my training schedule a little bit. I'll share it with you as I do it and stuff, but I may do a short little video on that process because it was very eye-opening for me. Let me know in the comments if you think that would at all be helpful on doing a video. That may just be a great moment for me, or a great moment of clarification for me. It may not be something that people are interested in seeing in a video, but let me know, and if so, I'll share that process and my prompts and what I said to ChatGPT. Remember, the key lesson is don't beat yourself up if you get off schedule. Let the chaos happen, work through it the best that you can, but know that it will eventually lead to clarity if you give it the time and attention that it deserves. And one of the key questions, you've heard me say this before, but one of my most helpful things is I check in with my 68-year-old self. I bounce ahead 10 years into the future and say, like, what do you think? What do you think is going on? And all I could imagine is my 10-year older self saying to me is, oh my God, Angela, you're so intense. Why do you have to just push? Just stop, be curious, explore it. Maybe it's time to change that schedule. You are getting a little bit older, and we need to take care of our body. Don't push our body if it's screaming out signals to you that it needs a change. She's very wise. Check in with your 10-year older self. So this is what I did during the chaos, because I was overwhelmed every day trying to think, oh my gosh, now I'm off schedule again. So I kind of settled into a rhythm. So these were the questions I started to ask myself. Can I swap it? Can I just switch 2 of the days? That's the easiest thing to do, and sometimes that's the easiest solution. And if that's answer is yes, you can swap it, then swap it. If you can't swap it because of time commitments or other things going on, if you can't swap it, ask yourself, okay, can I modify it? Maybe if it says 8 hills, maybe I can do 4 hills and at least get a little bit of work in. And if you can't modify it, give some thought to maybe it should just be a rest day. Maybe you need a rest, and maybe the stress of it is just stressing you out. And remember, that stress builds tension. That makes us more prone to injury. And also, if you're doing a hard run when your body's not quite ready for it, you are setting yourself up for injury. And when you're thinking about should you just rest, I think one of the things that is really important is if you take it as a rest day and you just have to skip the run, Don't try to bolt it on to your next running day. You're setting yourself up for injury. And this is, I think, applicable to anybody, but particularly as we age, this becomes even more important. I'm so glad that you joined me through this. As I said, those weeks were chaotic, but the clarity did kind of come out as I'm in now week 5 and looking back on it all, and some great insight and valuable lessons for me. Remember, your schedule does not control you. Your schedule should work for you. It's a framework. It is a guide. Pay attention to it, but know that you need to adjust and readjust sometimes. And if it's becoming repeatedly readjusted, then it might be time to tweak the whole schedule. Pay attention to the signals. Oh, I'll just leave you with this, because there is a nice little message in this. Extra points if you know what the song is. This was me one day after, I think it was the Hill Day, on my cool down run. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Don't worry about a thing. Keep moving. I'm Angela, and I will see you in the next video.